In the mid-1400s, witchcraft trials erupted in Europe. Torture, which was inflicted on a heretic suspected of magical pacts, led to alarming confessions. Defendants admitted to flying in brooms, casting spells, and even creating storms. The punishable crime of witchcraft soon became the norm.
A white witch is somebody that is not willing to cause any pain. A white witch can kill you and stop your heart, but that's not considered pain. That's considered a quick exit. There's always evil. Always remember that. There's always evil everywhere. Anybody in any form, in any country, that's willing to harm you and enjoy you being suffering, physical pain, is acting in a black way.
It seems to be black witches and white witches seem to be terms that are used here in Ireland, and I wouldn't be familiar with them. I'd have no idea of anything about them. But again, just my own experience, if there wouldn't be any distinction between white and black. Witchcraft would have been used to, for healing and for a lot of superstition, really.
Over the next 160 years, from 1500 to 1660, Europe saw 500,000 to 800,000 suspected witches executed. 80% of those killed were women. In 1682, England executes its last witch, Temperance Lloyd. She was the last witch ever executed in London. Execution rates varied greatly by country, from a high of around 26,000 in Germany, 10,000 in France, 1,000 in England, and less than 100 in Ireland. The lower death tolls in the British Isles were owed in part to better procedural safeguards in those countries for the defendants.
There's two things which are very strange about spells, magic and all that. If you truly have a psychic gift, you should be able to tell what horses are going to win when you're young, because you link into horses. And the other thing you should be able to do is, at least, if you write it down, like that, the following month on that newspaper, every witch in the world, they see the actual newspaper or they see the television. What's on the television or what's on the newspaper for some strange reason?
Astrology and foretelling the future. It's one of the things that the Catechism, the Catholic Church, would not be in favour of, that people would go get their fortunes told. I think the reasoning of that is probably it plays on people's minds. If they're told something, they're going to meet somebody at 26 years of age, or you're going to travel the world or whatever, in ways it can play on our subconscious and take away the free choice that we feel we have to fulfill. Some people might feel they have to fulfill a prophecy or their fortune being told, or their future being foretold,
From the early 1300s to the late 1500s, Ireland saw many witches burned at the stake for heresy. In 1578 alone, over 36 were burned.
Obama has a weak lifeline, and in 2012 we're going through the Milky Way, and it looks like we'll have an 8-foot wave. Now I believe that that in Rock Hall and everywhere that our countries are washed with oil, and that in 2012 we'll have a European army, which, yes, because there's a natural line. It's shaped like a shield on the left hand that has come in the last 20 years, and in the European army will be based in Cove and Killaloe. There'll be an awful lot of wealth in this country because the North Atlantic Fleet will be Northern Ireland.
Witch hunting still exists today, most notably in Africa, where their undeveloped society and strong religious beliefs mean suspected witches are quite horribly hunted down and burned alive. Whether modern witches genuinely possess supernatural powers, or whether it is mere fantasy, witches are now free to practice their beliefs in our modern Irish society. And more importantly, they are allowed to do so without fear of persecution or ridicule from the public.